okay, seems simple enough.
Oh boy. Hey yo. Fam? What is this, Vanitas?
You nasty.
Talk about stage, man. Behind the cam director here with another gigguk reaction. Fall anime 2024 in a nutshell. This fall season has been absolutely insane. A lot of dope stuff, a lot of things blast from the past, a lot of things new and far and wide. We got Blue Box on the agenda. We got Dragon Ball Daima coming. We got Ranma 1.5, which is an old school anime I never would have watched in my own time, but it's surprisingly pretty damn good. I'm excited to jump into see what gigguk's gonna cover, see what he's gonna talk about. As you know, I only watch like the peak stuff on the YBR channel, and there's a lot of in-betweens that I kind of miss, don't get to experience, don't get to see. So I'm really hoping gigguk is gonna cover some of those so I get a little bit of insight into what the streets have been watching, what the streets have been talking about. I know for a fact, two movies came out. The Look Back movie, just saw that. Absolute gut-wrenching, heartstring pulling, like unbelievable. Classic is from the author Chainsaw Man, which was like one of those things where it's like, he's doing something very wholesome. Oh, it was wholesome until it wasn't. Okay, I see what we're doing here. And then you had the Haikyuu movie drop, which was absolute heat fire, get me in all the feels. I actually think I cried more. I think I came closer to crying in Haikyuu than I think I Look Back, but that's because, you know, manly stuff, you know what I mean? The sports thing will always get a tear out of me. But anywho's, I'm excited to see what gigguk's gonna talk about, what he's gonna get into. We're gonna stop here and there and talk about whatever he's talking about, because, you know, there's a lot of times me and gigguk, our values and morals align, and there's other times I have to show him why I'm why his taste may need a little bit of adjusting. But all right, we're gonna jump into this.
Now that we're getting closer to the end of the year, in my opinion so far, 2024 hasn't quite reached the caliber of previous years yet. Not that it's been a bad year for anime by any means, but the last few years it felt like full-on juggernaut years of anime.
I feel that though.
2024 could be about to change all that. We've got massive new shows, massive return shows, hidden gems, more shows anyone could reasonably keep up with, and even following a summer anime season full of love and romance, we still have our dose of wholesome romances like Blue Box and what's this? Wait, this is the complete opposite of wholesome. Who the hell would get invested in a love story like?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, she hit him with a hammer?
Oh no, she's hot.
Damn! I think I heard. I was waiting for the punch.
Well, okay, seems simple enough.
Oh boy. Hey yo. Fam? What is this, Vanitas?
They finally made it. Canonically straight yaoi. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. Is this for the usual fan base? Is this to hit up a whole new demographic? Or as my wife calls it, is this just yaoi for cowards? All I'm saying is, boys, have you ever looked at your bro and thought, damn, I'm straight, but bro's looking good today? Now,
never.
Your bro looked like a bro, acted like a bro, talked like a bro, but was actually a girl dressed up as a bro. You ever thought how that make you feel? Yeah, me neither. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, sometimes it takes a real woman to be best boy. Summer only
Whoa, hold on. Hold on. Okay. That's conflicting. I'm gonna keep going.
But there's certainly not a lack of them this time. Bleach is once again continuing one of the biggest.
The greatest of all time.
Gamers, we have Shangri-La Frontier and Gun Gale Online 2. There are
I forgot Gun Gale came out.
Returning, which of course includes the return of ReZero after a 4-year-long wait. It has been a hot minute since I last saw this. I gotta check.
Was it really been 4 years?
Okay.
RBD.
Okay. What the fuck? Not
Yeah.
gonna lie, if I watched the first episode of this one, then I realized it's been way too long, and so I'll probably need a refresher on season 2 first. Needless to say, this is the only time I can see we switching to the dub en masse to prevent subtitles covering up Amelia's character development. Blue Lock. Now, after becoming the top-selling manga of 2023, outselling the likes of Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, even goddamn One Piece, I can say the newest anime really is continuing that legacy, giving us the most faithful adaptation fans could ask for by truly making you feel like adaptation. You're reading a manga.
Stop. Ah, ninja.
There's a remake of Ranma, continuing the trend of resurrecting old classics to the modern day, and this is actually perfect for me because I actually have never watched Ranma before.
Me either.
Just a few episodes I watched as a kid, and I barely have any memory of aside from, was there boobs? We have our usual suspects in the fantasy category. Of course, we get another villainous anime. There's Sid from Eminence in Shadow if he wasn't actually OP, except everyone still believed that he is. I think this is what Crunchyroll sees in their mind's eye when someone mentions High Guardian Spice. Guys, I know we like to look down on that trope of having your protagonist buy slaves even though he's helping them out by letting the slaves join his party. I can understand how that can be a bit morally grey, so how about this protagonist? A guy who completely flips things on his head. See, he doesn't help slaves by buying them, he's helping out his party members by selling them into slavery.
What?
Wait, is that how it's supposed to work? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's all the new non-sequel isekai like usual? Is the era of isekai actually coming to an end?
It
What's
might
this one about? Damn. Even isekai is sick of isekai. Alright, enough of this stuff. What's the actual new hottest show this season?
Let's go.
Smells like milk. Kind of looks like milkshake.
Nah, that's not. Don't drink that. What is it?
Done. Based on a manga from yet another one of Tatsuki Fujimoto's former assistants. Now, what the hell was this team that he had assembled? A team that has now given us the likes of Chainsaw Man, Hell's Paradise, Dandadan, and Spy Family.
It's my favorite.
Bro clearly was just on this team vibing in the corner. Something special must have been happening at that studio to pump out hit after hit after hit, and Dandadan looks like it's standing up with the best of them.
Nah,
Shonen Jump titles
gonna
can
be
sometimes
it, bro.
feel like they're playing things by the book, following the tried and tested formula. So does Dandadan fit that mold? No. I don't even know how to describe the premise of the opening episode, but it plays out like a fever dream based on an Alex Jones monologue. Aliens, ghosts, psychic powers, spirit mediums, and then there's this old lady who sees a boy and goes,
Let me couple that weenie. Yes, ma'am. I'm in my visit. The tunnel was on the phone. Wait, nah, I gotta read that. You know, just happened. I just minding my business and tunnel was on the phone to someone out of nowhere. Taylor Girl should have made some very inappropriate comments about my dong. Not only that, but she then went on to actually steal my dong from me. That's right. She actually. I was let this go before I said before it happens again. I'm dead, bro.
Sorrow is not only the perfect studio to adapt it, but you get the sense that they've gotten their dream project. This is the anime studio equivalent of find someone who matches your freak. The animation is oozing with expression and character through every single goddamn frame of this show, even by their normal standards, and they just keep going every new episode. This is the show to be watching this season.
It
and if the
honestly
weirdness
is.
doesn't turn you off, you are in for one amazing ride to come. We got another
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'll tell you right now, Dandadan is one of the very few shows where I'm making it a very big point to go back and watch certain episodes in dub so I can really enjoy the animation. Every single week, Dandadan's animation just goes crazy for no goddamn reason. I'm talking fucking absolutely insano. Like, if Blue Lock got like 5% of Dandadan's animation, like, we'd be talking about Blue Lock the way we talk about everything else this season right now, instead of calling it Microsoft PowerPoint Simulator 2.0. I promise you, if they just got 5%, because Dandadan is really animating, like, so many unnecessary elements. Not to say it's not good, but it's like they're going above and beyond. They're going so far above and beyond, and I absolutely love it. I'm here for it. It's good. It's good stuff.
Let's see what this one's all about.
Ooh, that's good shit. That's not how. That's not how to get his account,
He does
bro.
not look like he's in a good place, and the doctors just gave him 2 years to live. Wow, what a way to start the episode.
Bro, fuck my
This
life.
is the story about a
His
man
life.
with a terminal illness, huh? Oh, okay.
What?
So we're doing this now. When I imagine what would be in a cozy
Negative,
fishing
positive,
anime, I don't normally associate it with a guy failing neck pull-ups, getting cancer, drowning in crippling debt, and getting scammed by the crypto market. Bro can apparently catch anything except a break. But this one's been interesting. For a series with such heavy topics, the vibes have been on point. It kind of reminds me of Welcome to the NHK with a fishing twist, and I'm intrigued to see where this series goes.
どうせもう長くは生きていないんで、人がそんな簡単に死んでたまるかよ。
Tell him.
Did he just call terminal illness as a skill issue?
He did.
Hey, go on, come get your man. Hey, this is my man. Come get your man. Stop saying it's my man. Bro, come get your man. Why does everyone keep telling me that this is my man? Somehow, this managed to be regression, incest, and NTR all in one. Going back in time to avoid marrying a guy who secretly wants to bang his sister. Well, that's the beauty of the regression genre. You can go back to being a 15-year-old to redo your life choices. Let's see who the next man in line is.
私はその年齢的に
理想的だ。
What? God, man, I'm just trying to get away from this siscon weirdo. Ah, damn it, I'm always so slow on it. I can't believe it just happened. I'm just minding my own business. Trying to go away from siscon weirdo. I was engaged to. I know her proposed to me instead. Not only, but he probably seems saying that my being 10 years old ideally him. Dude is 19. That would have been too old for me back when I was 16 before I had that first time. But nah, that's fucking insane. Actual predator? No facts.
Really stretch the definition of a hidden
orb.
Gem, but I've seen almost no talk about this show that has piqued my interest like few other anime
Agreed.
have. Orb on the movements of the earth. It's 15th century Poland, a time when you can get arrested, tortured, burned at the stake simply for researching any heretical beliefs that go against the common sense teaching everyone already knows. God created Earth and thus put it at the center of the universe.
Wrong, but
Enter
okay.
Rafał, a genius, logical kid who just wants an easy life with a curious hobby in astronomy. He's going to study theology for an easy life path to further appreciate the teachings of God. Until, by chance, he meets a convicted heretic who blackmails him and gives him something so awful, so dangerous, it could get him killed. An idea. What if the Earth wasn't the center of the universe? The stars didn't revolve around the world, but instead the Earth revolved around the sun. A stupid, nonsensical idea that Rafał immediately dismisses as he goes home confident that he can disprove that idea in a single night. But as he starts thinking, as he starts entertaining the thoughts, mapping out the models, doing everything he can to dismiss the theory only to find himself falling deeper into it, he realizes something terrifying. Shit. What if this idea is actually right? It's rare nowadays that I see a concept I have never seen before, but this one fit the bill perfectly. A series about dropping the biggest twist on Earth lore in human history while having to keep it secret from the church to avoid death? Sign me the hell up. This is Nicholas Copernicus' Vinland Saga star with some genuinely fantastic storytelling and characters. Outside of Dandadan, this has been the new show I've been excited about the most.
Really?
Take my advice. Go in blind and give this the 3-episode rule and you won't be disappointed.
You know, I've heard the streets talking about Orb, but never in a way like this where I can actually be like, okay, I see what y'all cooking with. Like, the concept sounds fire because I like what he said. This is classic Earth lore because this actually had to happen at one point. We had to really have this fucking conversation of like, yeah, everything revolves around the Earth, and it's like, okay, so that's a fucking lie, right? But this is like the story about the first guy who had to fucking do this, which is interesting as fuck. I don't know. I definitely feel like it'd be worth a watch, but I don't know if people would watch the reactions to it. So yeah, y'all gotta get on the YBR Patreon and make that happen.
We got yet another I Can Fix Him quirky romance story about a girl getting into arranged marriage with a downright psychopath of a man that could only ever lead to the most toxic relationship of all time. You don't need to be a genius to see that this is just a bad idea. If you asked him what item best describes him, it'd probably be this. I mean, just look at him. I gotta ask, girls, is this the kind of man you really want? Do you really think he can be fixed? I just think that...
Give me that.
Sydney, I'm recording. Hey,
oh God.
Sydney!
I am hijacking this
this video to give you a public service announcement. Ladies, are you tired of the same old boring anime nice guy love interest? Don't you want a fictional man with a little bit of spice to him? A man who's so infatuated with you, so obsessed with you, that he will protect you, keep you safe, even kill for you in a fictional setting. Sure, he might be a little mentally unstable. He might break a few laws, but he will worship you like the goddess you are! Like the goddess you deserve to be! Take your boring vanilla protagonist, your majestic Prince Charming, and we keep ignoring the undeniable fact that a little bit of crazy is just that little bit hot.
That's me!
Again, in a fictional
I'm a little bit
setting.
crazy.
So I say to you, we don't want to fix him. We don't want him to be fixed. I hereby declare I probably let him ruin my life.
Sid, goddamn, nah, sign me up. I'm trying to watch that now. Make it happen.
This household. Okay, let's just move on.
Oh shit!
More Danmachi. All right, let's see. What
I need a shouter like that. Who's not trying to fix me? Nothing fire. Oh my God, Freya. Yes.
Gentlemen, are you tired of the same old boring anime?
Yes! Yes, we are!
The story behind this production is almost as interesting as the story of the show itself. The brainchild of Sai Okamoto, a young, ambitious animator who had a dream of directing her own anime. She put together a team and a Kickstarter, raising $65,000 to fund a pilot, which after years of delays and struggles, her and her newly formed studio Trife managed to complete it. But the dream didn't end there. That was clearly just a stepping stone to a much grander vision, which they announced last year to confirm that a full anime series was in production. And now, 8 years after the original Kickstarter, this is what they have to show for it.
I don't hate it so
Quick
far.
look, and you can immediately tell what the influences are. Glorious, over-the-top action, wearable limbs that are also sentient. Hiroyuki Sawano doing the soundtrack. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought this was an offshoot team from Studio Trigger, but that doesn't stop it from standing out from 90% of the other anime you usually see. It's a loud, in-your-face, bombastic action show that wears its influence on its sleeve, fueled by the passion of the people behind it. This project is clearly a dream come true for the creators involved, and while the plotline might not be something we haven't seen before, I am sincerely hoping they are able to pull off something special, so I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this.
I'm definitely giving it Witch of Mercury vibes. I'm giving it Edge Runner vibes. I'm giving it Simone, our drills will pierce the heavens. Why can't I remember the name of that anime right now? It's giving me all those fucking vibes. It's looking real good. Tying the knot with an Amagai sister? Nigga, what are we doing here? Why is everybody trying to fuck their sisters in animes this season? What's going on?
Might not be something we haven't seen before. I am sincerely hoping they are able to pull off something special, so I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this. Oh hey, a harem anime where a guy moves into a shrine and has to pick one of 3 lovely shrine maiden sisters to marry. I think I've seen this exact plot line like 5 times before. One of them was Temperu, and the other 4 were definitely hentai. This feels like an anime that jumped straight out of the mid-2000s. The first 10 minutes was a goddamn speedrun of every cliche harem anime trope you could think of. This could be a nice comfort show, but it's gonna need to do something a bit different to really hook me. Editor, can you rewind back just a bit?
Stop.
And again? That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen. Another show.
I'm looking at you funny, bucko.
Is anime trying to tell me something?
Uh-oh. Nigga, turn it off. She's looking. Look at his face.
結婚ってそんなにすごいことなのか?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. He needs to put some more videos like this. These little cutaways, like these little Family Guy cutaways that they're doing. This shit's peak on this one. It's actually fucking peak.
Stage an entire fake marriage, lying to their co-workers, lying to their parents,
but
going
why?
through an entire season-long Kaguya-style plan, all because they're afraid of being transferred to Anchorage, Alaska. Shout
I
out
don't
to
blame
10
them.
anime fans in Anchorage catching strays. Honestly, I'm just happy to see
No,
more
is this
romance
Nagataro's,
anime
man?
with adult characters. This
Me
is the type of
too.
setting we need more of. Not yet
Hell
another
yeah.
high school romance with socially awkward teenagers.
I might watch this on
time
my
we've
own
got two
time.
Socially awkward adults so adverse to social interactions, they'd rather fake a relationship than just tell their boss they don't want to move to Alaska.
Too,
So,
dude. I
you know,
love it.
way more mature. Alright, and all the original Dragon Ball, that was the very last thing Akira Toriyama was working on before he... Hold on a second. Sorry
Okay.
about that, I had to shut my window. I could hear the entire continent of South America from here. Seeing Toei highlighted with modern animation, I get the feeling it's only a matter of time before they decide to do a modern remake. But this time, the entire cast have been turned into kids in what looks like a new adventure with OG Dragon Ball vibes. Not gonna lie though, Goku being a kid isn't gonna stop his fans from saying, well, you know, he's still strong, he can still beat All Might, he can still beat Gojo. Well, Dragon
much.
Ball fans, maybe, but can he beat this?
Stupid. Blue box, hell yeah.
誰よりも練習してあんなに悔しいって感情も持ってるのに
I think Gigguk added those extra sounds.
猪俣くんどうしたの
Ah, woman basketball. Last season we had a
Stupid, I hate him
the
so
play of
much.
great romance anime to
I hate
pick
him
from.
so
And this
much.
season's heavy hitter seems to be this. Blue box. I know I said
Facts.
earlier I was looking for a romance
still
outside
don't know
of
why
a
it's
school
called
setting,
Blue
but I
Box.
might just have to make an exception for this one because this was a full-on insulin shot straight into my veins. Not only does it clearly have high production values, especially among the other blue anime, but it also really looks like they are not shying away from the sports aspect of this show either. You've got your tournament arcs, promiscuous
Stop.
nationals, an adorable romance brewing between two characters dedicated to their sports. This looks like a real 50-50 split between a sports anime and a romance drama.
I don't know why
Writers
it's
have
making me
talked this
laugh.
one up, so I'm expecting a lot of good things, and I'm interested to see how they end up tying the romance to them hitting their goals.
雑念が入るたび腹筋30回しよ
That's how. Are they gonna show the scene?
もう行くの春休みなの
Shut the
There's a show
fuck
called
up.
Kimi wa Medo-sama, or
They
the
put
official
him on
English name,
Yusho's
You Are
body.
Miss Servant. A great name because as someone who knows a little bit of Japanese, I can confirm it's pretty hard to find an accurate translation of the word Medo. Can't think of any word at all. This is
boy.
basically Violet Evergarden meets that crazy maid from Black Lagoon. It's cute, but
Hot.
also she's a kudere, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to connect with her that much.
変わらず足の良し悪しの判別なんてつきはしない
On second thought, she might fit right into trash taste. For anyone looking for a magical girl anime, we got Acro Trip, aka PG-13 gushing over magical girls. But the one I got my eye on is Magi Lumiere, for a satirical, grounded take of magical girls where they fight the biggest evil of all. Corporate management. This may be a
What?
magical girl
Wait,
anime with
what?
fantasy elements, but I don't think we're gonna get a more true-to-life representation of the job hiring process in the modern day.
He's just
I
like
stand
me for
corrected.
real.
This one was surprisingly enjoyable. You've got an all-powerful demon lord with unmatched potential,
$20.99.
mastery of deadly magic, is able to bend the entire world to his will. He gets resurrected 500 years later into a cyberpunk world where his legacy is forgotten, his followers have moved on, and technology has rendered his all-powerful magic completely useless. Motherfucker
Damn.
just got the true Zoltrak experience. It's a mishmash of such a wide variety of tropes, genres, and settings, and somehow it works. You're seeing Anos Voldigo getting humbled and being forced to survive in the world of Cyberpunk 2077. And the show asks, what can even a demon lord do when he has no job prospects, no qualifications, no experience to speak of, and no practical skills that would be useful at all?
OnlyFans. I was close. I was
Become a Twitch
close.
streamer.
I was close.
This is getting a bit too real. The corporate experience doesn't end there, though, as we have an anime about an unlikely duo rising up to become the world's first trillionaires. Their secret? Spend all their early investments on stupidly expensive office chairs like this. Like, okay, I'm not looking for the most realistic story in the world, but how's that gonna help?
Yeah, look behind you.
These guys are going to be trillionaires, I tell you. They know exactly what they're doing. This is 100%
What are you
based on
doing?
reality. Like how a lot of the internet's reacted
Yeah,
to
my
this.
chair.
When you hear a title like My Wife Became an Elementary School Student, you're probably going to be
Oh,
like,
let me
"Damn."
stop. I'm gonna stop you right here, bro. Okay, obviously I don't have to say anything. Gigguk has done it for me. Yes. But at the same time, it's like, look, I remember when they first announced this one and someone was like, you guys would like this. And the first thing I could think is, why the fuck do you think we would like this? Why on God's green earth would you put this fucking juju on us? Are you dumb or are you stupid? Why would I want to see a wife turn into an elementary schooler? Huh? Well, you guys said you want more adult anime. Yeah, I want the adults to stay as adults. What the fuck are we talking about here? Anyways, I had to get that off my chest. I don't know why, but I remember somebody said that. I read one of those comments on Patreon, and I was just like, no. I was like, no. When we say we want adult animes with adult characters, we literally mean, like, keep them as adults. Like, why? Like, why? Why?
They're doing this is 100% based on reality. Like how a lot of the internet's reacted to this. When you hear a title like My Wife Became an Elementary School Student, you're probably gonna be like, damn. They're letting Drake fund anime now? But anyone who actually watches this will realize this is a ridiculous title that misrepresents the type of show that this is. 10 years on, after a man lost his wife to illness, he and his daughter have never gotten over it. A shadow of the people they used to be, nothing has truly filled that hole that their wife and mother had left when she passed away. Until one day, when she shows up at their door as a reincarnated 10-year-old kid. Except, no. The family gets a second chance to spend precious time together. The father rediscovers his purpose. The daughter gets her motherly role model back that she was missing. But as the episodes play out, you feel this melancholic atmosphere. We're all armed with the knowledge that these happy times can't last forever. Eventually, they're going to have to face the reality of the situation, and you're sitting there, prepping your heart for when that ball's finally going to drop. It's a story about coping with the loss of a loved one and how to move on from that. And while the title is bait as hell, it could have been worse. I mean, what if it was this exact title except, oh no. Uzumaki.
Prison.
One of the most influential mangakas in the horror world, producing some of the most unnerving, terrifying stories you can find in the medium.
Uzumaki
True works
was
of art
good.
that deserve an anime that give them justice. But time after time after time again, people have attempted to adapt his work, and every single time without fail, it has resulted in an anime that was more cursed than the stories it was adapting. Until 5 years ago, a trailer was released on what is arguably his magnum opus, Uzumaki. And the most terrifying thing about this was, unthinkably, it actually looked good. This was it. The last chance. If this didn't work, there was no hope in hell a good adaptation could ever be done. Just one more time. We can hope. Then, radio silence for 5 whole years.
Oh,
until
wow.
Today,
I didn't realize it
when
was
I'm
5
proud
years.
to say they finally did it. They actually did it, boys. Look at this. This is beautiful. It's unnerving. It's everything a Junji Ito adaptation should be. They did it. They really did it.
Yeah.
I hate everything.
No. Stop. Leave Bulak alone. Leave Bulak alone. They didn't hurt nobody. No, that was Fall Anime 2024. I gotta be real with you. Yeah, he really hit the nail on the head with a lot of these ones. Working my way backwards, right? Definitely Uzumaki, painful, bro. Painful. That episode 1 was really amazing. And then everything that followed was absolute ass, trash, garbage water. The show itself, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not an animation snob. There was definitely moments where I'm like, this is bad animation. But the story itself was still cooking. The psychology and the spiral and all that stuff and the little things going on was still fucking fire. I'm not gonna lie. Uzumaki, if you could just forgive and get past the animation, I'm telling you, it's still a disgustingly but also accidentally hilarious fucking story. I am not gonna lie. I laughed way too fucking hard at Uzumaki. It was way too fucking entertaining. I ain't gonna hold you. And it was supposed to be horror. And don't get twisted. There was times I was absolutely disgusted. But there was a lot of times where I was just laughing my fucking ass off, bro. Because what I was watching was out of this fucking world. A couple ones I want to touch on that I haven't seen. A Yakuza boyfriend or fiance. I've seen like little clips of it here and there. I'm not gonna lie, the animation looks kind of questionable. But again, I'm not an animation snob. I just wonder how the story would hold up outside of this super bad looking college student and this crazy dude beating ass. Like what's the amalgamating thing about this story, this romance that would keep us together? Orb Around the World, again, I think I stopped and I spoke on this already. I said I feel like, especially when Gigguk doing the Vinland Saga comparison, I was like, ooh, look, buddy, that is a big truck that you're tying that rope to. If you're gonna tell me Orb and Vinland Saga kind of have a similar feel, you're kind of selling me that I need to watch it, because Vinland Saga is, for all intents and purposes, it's in my top 10 favorite anime of all time. So when you tied a horse to that, I'm like, yo, because Vinland Saga did a good job of taking like objectively true historical figures and facts and really romanticizing them up and really giving them a good story, a good moment forward, and also telling a very fantastic tale and how to overcome, you know, your traumas. Orb, I don't know if Orb could pull all that off the way Vinland Saga did. I just don't know, but I won't know until I try it for myself. What else this season? There's a bunch of stuff this season that we're already watching that's easy. Dandadan is gonna be one of those ones that go down as it. It's just it. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Dandadan is just going to be it. Every episode that goes on, I wonder, like, what's the next arc? What is the next turn we're taking? And one thing that they do very fucking well is they balance the wholesome with the rom-com beautifully with the action, because not every episode is like an action sequence like beginning to end. And then there's other times where it's like it's an action sequence for like 20 minutes, but the thing that really hits you, that really gets you in your feels, is like the last 5 minutes of where it's like it's emotional attachment, it's romance, for lack of a better term. And people be like, oh, you know, you shouldn't ship them and blah blah blah. Nah, I'm shipping them together. That's her man and he is her girl. I don't care, bro. Dandadan is gonna go down as one of those ones. I wish for its continued success, and I can't wait to see what else they do with it. Honestly, the one I do want to go back to is not tying the knot with Amagi's sister. I want to talk about 365 Days to the Wedding, bro, because it's very much, I say it all the time. For one, I understand that anime, specifically shonen, is geared towards young adults and older children. Like, for lack of a better term, the 14 to 24 age group, that's what shonens are really made for. I want to see more adult animes, in my opinion. I want to see more, like, there's no reason the same stories that we're telling in high school don't also apply to college students or apply to adults, because a lot of times the things that we were supposed to learn young days, some of us don't learn until we're older. I have no problem seeing some of those younger stories being told to older characters, or just give me fresh stories about what young adults like the 20s, the 30s, or the 30s pluses actually experience. So when I hear this one, 365 Days to the Marriage, they both are super socially awkward. Both of them work in an office. They're gonna be shipped off to some foreign country because they have no attachment and they're the only people who can go work over there. They're like, surprise, we're dating and we're getting married in a year, so you can't ship us off. And now they're gonna find a way to make that work? I don't know. That just sounds amazing and interesting to me. That just sounds interesting to me. Or even My Happy Marriage, like, that's a perfect example of, we don't have to use young people to tell a good but understanding, relatable story. My Happy Marriage delivers, bro, with a bunch of college students and full-grown adults. This man's literally a working man in the military, high-ranking official. I just am always in favor of, while I understand shonens and I like shonens and, you know, I understand who it's geared towards, I would like to see a turn towards some adult-related animes. Or why can't adults get powers? Why can't, like, Kaiju number 8, perfect example. Bro is a whole 32 years old and he's in his last year of trying to get into this program, and then he gets powers. Like, why not? Like, why not? It can work. And I just want to see more of that, and that's why I want to go back and talk about 365 Marriage. Yakuza Fiancé, also, I thought they were college students, but I see now, I think they're just shown as college students, but they might be shonen in high school, but whatever. I don't care. More adult characters, please, or at least adult drawn characters, and like, just lie. Whatever. That's it. That's all I got for y'all. Fall 2024, it's a good one. Shout out to Blue Box that I didn't talk much about, but Blue Box is absolutely fire. Make sure you're watching that shit. It's, again, if the story they use, they are in high school, but it feels like in college, or feels them just like going for the Olympics, I think it still would fucking track. It would still track, bro. It'll still track and be fire, but I'm not here to push that agenda on Blue Box. Just watch Blue Box, because I think it's one of the better shows airing right now. Behind Dandadan, and I'm gonna say Blue Lock, although it is Slideshow Simulator 2.0. Blue Lock is still kicking ass. That's just my opinion. I started a new radio show, Sauce My Whole Radio. If you wanna, I know if you made this far, you probably already fucked with me the long way, so I appreciate that. Make sure you YouTube, Google Sauce My Whole Radio. Go subscribe to that channel. A lot of the shows that I watch during the week, I do a weekly breakdown on them. We do some fun stuff over there. We're also live on Twitch every Monday night for the live show. So make sure you come check that out so you can be a call-in viewer, because it is a radio show, because it's not a podcast, it's a radio show. So you call in, talk your shit, get off the line, and have some fun with it. And maybe you'll end up in a video on this channel more than likely. But I'm your man behind the cam, DN. And remember, y'all, stay nasty, man. You wanna go like, oh, right, I'm really fucking shaking, bro.